Hi students, welcome to our physics class now. So in this class we are going to learn about important topic in intermediate second year physics in electric charges and fields, that is Gauss law in electrostatics and its importance, after that derivation. Students, so before going to listen this, before going to practice and watching this, so don't forget, so watching the video of electric flux topic. So electric flux topic is there in the electric charges and fields playlist. First watch that, understand that, then go to this topic, students. Now what about Gauss law statement? So total electric flux pi enclosed in any surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge q enclosed by the surface. This is called statement of Gauss's law or Gauss law. So the total electric flux pi enclosed in any surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge q enclosed by the surface. Mathematically it can be written as, so total electric flux enclosed in the surface, any surface, equal to surface integral of E bar dot ds bar equal to q by epsilon naught. So why do we write pi equal to surface integral of E bar dot ds bar? But this was explained in the electric flux definition, students. That's why, so you can see and you can understand that. So q is the total charge enclosed by the surface and epsilon naught is permittivity of air or free space. So importance, students, importance of Gauss law. So Gauss law holds good. Gauss law is true for any closed surface in any shape. The closed surface may be in any shape. You can prove that the Gauss law is valid, Gauss law is true. So in the case of more complex configuration of charges, electric field can be more easily calculated by applying Gauss's law. So in the case of complex configuration of charges, to find the electric field, to calculate the electric field, the Gauss's law is the most useful thing. And another one, symmetric considerations in many problems make the application of Gauss's law much easier. So symmetric considerations related to many problems in physics are related to these electric charges and fields. So in the form of applications, Gauss law is a much useful to solve the problems. If the flux is a positive inside the closed surface, then net charge enclosed by the surface is positive. So the flux inside the closed surface is a negative, the net charge will be negative. If there is a no charge inside the closed surface, the flux will be zero. So like that, so many important things are there in the form of applications, so you can learn and you can write. So now we are going to derive, we are going to show that pi is equals to q by epsilon naught. So this is the proof, but the proof is for this question, proof is no need to write, but we want to learn. So how can we show that? So q is equals to q naught, that is pi is equals to q by epsilon naught. Pi is equals to surface integral of E bar dot ds bar equal to, so q by epsilon naught, students. So how can we derive? So this is the proof for Gauss law or Gauss theorem proof, students. So there is a statement. So we are going to derive it. We are going to show that pi is equals to total electric flux enclosed in the surface equal to, so 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge. So let a point charge q is placed at O. So you can see in the figure, at the point O, a positive charge is placed. Let P be a point at a distance r from O. So we have selected a point P, so at a distance r from O. So the intensity of electric field, students, the intensity of electric field at P, which is caused by plus Q, is given by the formula. You can see, students, E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square. So which is acting along the direction OP. So there it is E bar. So we know that Gauss law is valid for any closed surface of any shape, but not open surfaces. So Gauss law is true. Gauss law holds good for any closed surface of any shape. That is why, so around the point O, so a closed surface is drawn in the form of spherical surface. So we take the spherical surface with O as the center and its radius is R. O as a center and its radius R. The spherical surface we have taken because Gauss law is valid for any closed surface. Next, let ds bar is a small area vector element. Its direction is along the E bar. So you can see in this closed spherical surface area, we have selected a small area element in the form of box ds bar. Its direction is parallel to E bar. So in this small area element, it is a vector. In this small area element vector, so electric flux is taken as electric flux in this. You can see electric flux in the area element ds is d pi equal to E bar dot ds bar. But from dot product of vectors, E bar dot ds bar can be written as E ds cos theta, but theta value is 0, students, because E bar and ds bar are parallel. That is why d pi equal to E ds. E pi equal to E ds. So now total electric flux in the enclosed spherical surface is phi. So this is in the entire closed spherical surface, electric flux is capital pi. So capital pi, that is equal to pi. So pi equal to surface integral of d pi. Surface integral of d pi. So d pi is the small amount of electric flux present in the ds bar. Such small amount of electric flux is distributed throughout the closed spherical surface. That is why sum of pi is equals to sum of all d pi's is written. So pi is equals to surface integral of d pi, but d pi is given as E ds cos theta. So pi is equals to E is a constant. So surface integral of ds, but E already derived the formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square. So surface integral of ds. So area of sphere, area of complete surface area of the sphere, closed surface integral of ds is 4 pi R square. That is why pi is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square. So surface integral of ds means surface area of the sphere. So this is surface area of the closed sphere. Surface area of the closed sphere. So which is equal to 4 pi R square. So by the cancellation 4 pi R square. So we can get pi equal to Q by epsilon naught, students. So this is the proof for Gauss law. So you can see clearly.